Have to get all the packages. Cannery map. Doesn't.
Once it flowed wild, roaring, swirling, boiling, sculpting, muscling its way to the sea with an untamed and mysterious beauty. Is Columbia, the great river of the West. More than 1,000 miles long.
It goes to
By
Canada?
volume, the second largest river in North America. Its tributaries drain nearly 260,000 square miles. Scores of rivers merge to become this mighty one. North from the Kootenai in Canada. East from the Snake in Wyoming. South from the Oahe in Nevada. And west the Willamette to the Pacific Ocean. Early explorers' search for the legendary River of the West ended on May 11th, 1792, when Boston's Captain Robert Gray sailed up the majestic waterway. He named it in honor of his ship, the Columbia Rediviva.
Okay.
13 years later, Lewis and Clark ventured down the Columbia. They did not find easy passage. Instead, waters Clark described as agitated, gut-swelling, boiling and whirling in every direction. But word of the river's dangers did not detract from the lure of the Columbia region, its abundance of beaver and other fur-bearing animals.
Poor guys.
Astoria was established in 1811 as a fur trading post. It became the first permanent American settlement west of the Mississippi.
Huh.
But it wasn't long before the beaver and otter played out, and salmon became king. By its heyday in the 1880s, over 38 canneries operated along Astoria's waterfront,
Jeez, you think they're trying to
packing
get
over
each other out of
half a
business?
million cases of salmon a year. Immigrants arrived from all parts of the world to work in this lucrative industry.
Oh, look at funny boats.
Astoria soon became known as the salmon canning capital of the world.
Okay.
The legendary runs of wild salmon eventually dwindled.
Yeah. You wonder
Today,
why.
the canneries have all but disappeared.
Good. Oh, we saw that.
Stern wheelers plied the waters of this river highway, from Astoria clear to Lewiston, Idaho. Roaring steamboat towns were lively and picturesque.
That looks like what you see at the movies.
The river was the fastest way to travel inland at the time. But the Columbia was still a perilous journey, with captains braving treacherous rocks and tumultuous whitewater. Nothing changed the river more than dams.
Yeah.
Lewis and Clark would have trouble recognizing the Columbia today, transformed by dams from a wild and free-flowing river into a chain of long lakes. There are 14 major dams on the river's lower 800 miles, and 500 more throughout its basin.
What? 500?
It's a computer-controlled river, a placid, dependable water highway from the Pacific Ocean clear to Lewiston, Idaho. Along the length of the Columbia, tugs are the workhorses. These strong, efficient boats can pack nearly 5,000 horsepower
Must need a
and
lot
can
of
push
energy.
loads 500 times their own weight. A tug can haul as many as 5 barges, towing thousands of tons.
Well, I feel that the towboats and the tows are the main mode of transportation, just on the account of the economy of it. It would take several freight trains, it would take hundreds of trucks.
Up the river highway, past barges laden with iron, steel, petroleum products, and fertilizers. Down the river come wheat, corn, lumber, even frozen French fries, and other products headed for an ocean journey.
Frozen French fries. Okay.
The locks are set up for 85 feet wide, 150 feet long. And you have to be inside those dimensions to fit.
So
Our
39 is
tows
good.
are made up so they're 84 feet wide, 6 inches per side. It's a little tight. There's walls to run down to get in the locks. It requires a lot of concentration going in and out of the locks, as well as just going up and down the river. When the sun goes down and there's a lovely sunset, it's awful nice, and it just makes you want to stop and say a prayer now and again. You know, it's that nice.
Enormous ocean-going cargo ships ply the waters of the lower Columbia between its mouth and the upriver ports of Portland and Vancouver, Washington. They transport Northwest products, paper and logs, corn, wheat, and soybeans, around the world to places like Egypt, Japan, and Pakistan.
Oh, interesting. I knew I see soybeans though.
And bring in a huge variety of international products. While in the Columbia, safe passage of these massive vessels is in the hands of specially trained river pilots.
River pilot, let's go up. Oh, good morning. Oh, Captain Doug Burrows, river pilot, good morning. I will be taking the ship to Astoria today.
Who cautiously navigate the river's deceptively narrow and winding ship channel.
Port 20. Ship this size, we are loaded down to 36.5 feet of draft in a 40-foot channel, so there's very little room for the bottom of the ship to the bottom of the channel. Port 10. To become a Columbia River pilot, you have to draw the river by memory to include all the lights and day shapes and all the sandbars and the jetties and the buoys, and you have to memorize the contour at the bottom of the river, able to draw that out by memory.
Jeez.
The requirement of a pilot to be on a foreign ship is to take advantage of all the local knowledge that he has gained throughout the years. The foreign ships will come into the river here, and he might come from Hong Kong, or he might come from Venezuela, and he might not have ever been here before.
Nothing upriver is as treacherous as the fearsome waters at its mouth, the Columbia River Bar, where the force of 1,200 miles of powerful river collides with the might of the Pacific Ocean. Mountainous swells, thunderous breaking waves, violent seas made even wilder by winter storms. Over the years, thousands of vessels have been lost on the bar.
This are familiar.
It's been dubbed Graveyard of the Pacific. The crossing is a challenge to even the huge cargo container ships.